Okay, I'm going to go, in my opinion, of this presidential election, and I'm going to go in depth as best I can. And I'm not going to reveal who I'm voting. In fact, I'll just reveal it. I can't vote because, well, registration's closed and whatnot. And quite frankly, even if I did register to vote, I probably would just write in Bernie Sanders' name in because I cannot, under good conscience, vote for either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. I mean, like, I could vote for the other third party candidates, but really, they haven't had any momentum since 1968. So, yeah, I'm going to be bashing. There's going to be a lot of bashing towards Trump and Hillary. I don't support either one of them. Mostly because this whole election, let's just say it, has turned into one colossal joke. This joke is that everyone wants it to be a joke. Like, everyone wants this to be like, oh, this is just a prank and whatnot. When it turns out this is real. This is not some game. This is legit. This is our candidates for the President of the United States of America. And let's see. This has been going on for a while now. Like, there's a lot of Donald Trump supporters, there's a lot of Hillary Clinton supporters, there's a lot of other third party supporters. But I honestly, well, let's see. I have been debating for a while to make this video about this, to give my thoughts on this presidential election, because I didn't want it to, like, spear up drama for me, because I tend to stay away from the YouTube drama, with only one exception. I was one day ago, a while back, planning to do a "Where's the Fair Use" video, but I never really got around to doing that. And this is my second political thoughts video. The first one was the Confederate flag censorship they were doing, and I'm just doing this all in one take. So expect me to stop, pause, expect that to happen, because I don't know if I could do this in a second take. So, and with, well, a lot of factors leading into this, so I have zero distractions. Um, you can have your opinion. I can have my opinion. Like Chasey, like he started doing doing this off topic but somewhat relatable. Chasey said that he was voting for Hillary Clinton because he refuses to vote for a quote tax avoiding, lying, racist, misogynist into office because he has and whatnot. And while I do understand that point, I also understand that Hillary Clinton is not who she says she is a lot. How she's this great woman and whatnot, even though there's a lot of people with information that says otherwise. And also, and even then, like Hillary Clinton has done some shady shit. Like, there's a lot of shady shit she's done. And Donald Trump, the less we talk about him, oh, who am I kidding? We're going to talk about him since this is going to be bashing both Hillary and Donald Trump. I have zero information. I have not very much information on the third party candidates. Well, except for the Green Party, but that's only small since, you should check out Grade A Underraid on his video about Hillary Clinton. Like, he's going to have a video about Donald Trump later on after this video's made, like around, Friday-ish that he says, since he had to change up plans. But, like, okay. Like, this whole election has become one fucking colossal joke. It has it makes America look like stupid. Like, the international stage is watching, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I could honestly understand why they'd be laughing at us, because these two fucking egos are our presidential candidates. And here's the thing. I understand that a lot of the presidential candidates have some ego, but they don't let it control them much. They don't let their ego control them. Some actually believe what they're doing, what they think is right. Some are doing it because they just want it. Like Donald Trump, like, let's go into him. Like, when I heard Donald Trump was running for president, I was like, but wait, he doesn't have experience. Like, I get it. He's over 35. That means he's legitimate and he can run for president. But he has no experience. He's a corporate guy. He's not a politician. And right before I go into Donald Trump, let's talk about Ted Cruz first. Okay, this is where I start to say the system failed us this time, because Ted Cruz is from Canada. He wasn't born in the United States. He's from Canada. And they listed him as, okay, we here at the Republican Party like to at least look at the list of people who we can pick for our potential nominee for President of the United States. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, these guys. Wait, Ted Cruz is from Canada. Fuck it. Let's just put him in there just in case. Like, really? You're gonna list Ted Cruz as a potential nominee even though he is not eligible for president? And let's look at, and let's look at this. Like they didn't care. I wouldn't be surprised if they just looked at this and said, sweep it under the rug, we don't care. Even though he legitimately can't run for president. And like, he has most of the requirements, he just lacks, well, most important thing, birth of place of birth. His birth is from Canada. He's not from America. Therefore, he can't run. Unless they changed the law, and I did not know about it, because I haven't been really active in politics in a while, so I haven't heard if they changed that law somehow. Though I highly doubt that, since I don't recall any information saying otherwise, or people telling me at work. So, like, okay. I'm trying to wonder, how did Donald Trump get this far? Like, okay, he is only in this because, let's just face it, he believes he's done all this, I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump was secretly thinking, well, I've done this, I've done all the businesses, I'm a billionaire now, what else could I want? Like, man, I've done it all. Well, okay, I will go to be president. And everyone who knows this should look at this like it's a joke. Like, no way. He's never going to make it that far. Like, oh dear God, he made it that far. We're screwed! And Donald Trump, all due respect to his business tactics, but like, okay, like, I tried to look at it like, okay, maybe this is, it's like, let me try and think of something positive about him at one point. Like, I try to think of something positive, like, let's see. I like his campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again." Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, that's the only thing I can legitimately think of. Like, I like his campaign slogan. That's the only thing I can think of. Mainly because there was a point, because America nowadays, you can debate, oh, it's lost its way and whatnot, and all that shit. And I generally do like the whole "Make America Great Again" idea, but the way Donald Trump is viewing this is like, okay, like, from what I've seen from his 3 presidential debates, it seems like he wants to take America 10 steps backwards. And by that, I mean he's going to take us back 10 decades. So, yeah. And along with that, he is also like, let's see, doesn't seem to listen to his vice president nominee, since he had said in the second debate that he had not had conversations with his vice president regarding Syria. And Syria is going to be main focus on this video. And as everyone knows, there's a civil war going on in Syria, and everyone's trying to know what to do about it. Like, Russia's getting involved, like, and Hillary Clinton, like, Donald Trump wants peace with Russia, from what I've gathered, to combat ISIS. And Hillary Clinton wants a no-fly zone, and I'll get to that when I get to that. And let's see. Okay, like, man, like, this is harder than I thought. Like, It's not like the Confederate flag censorship. This is a whole different beast. So, Hillary Clinton is wanting to advocate for a no-fly zone in Syria, which so many people like Barack Obama, you know, her president when she was Secretary of State. Let's see. Bernie Sanders, the Green Party, some top military generals have said that that is a stupid fucking idea because for several reasons. One, we would have to send 100,000 American troops there for a fight that is pretty pointless. Like, you can debate the whole Iraq war and whatnot. Like, when I looked at it, I was thinking, like, America just wanted revenge for what happened on a specific day on a video that I will never ever talk about. But, like what happened at Pearl Harbor, like, it was like, we wanted payback, we wanted retribution for another event that I said we'll never ever say. And because I'll make conspiracy theorists talk. Because let's just go there. Let's talk about let's do the conspiracy talks and whatnot. Blah 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 blah. Not really, because I have to point that out nowadays since a lot of people get oversensitive on any little tiny detail I don't say. So unless I say I'm not being serious, then I'm pretty sure I guarantee my safety and hopefully prevent any drama on my channel. So, Hillary Clinton incidentally wants to start World War III. And so many people have said that that is a stupid fucking idea. Even Donald Trump has said that's a stupid fucking idea. And we're talking about Donald Trump. Like, if you're making Donald Trump sound reasonable, it's time to rethink your political career, Hillary. Like, it's really time to think about your political career. Like, you're making Donald Trump sound smart. So, anyways, like, Donald Trump wanted to go ahead and make peace with Russia so we can combat ISIS, since that's become a major threat in recent years. And Hillary wants war with Russia at this point. World War III. Way to fucking go. So we have a presidential candidate who wants to send America back by 10 decades, and we have a presidential candidate that wants to go to World War III and destroy the world. Either way, it's like choosing which scorpion do you want to sting you with. Because they may look different, they may sound different, they may act different, but ultimately it's the end result. You get poisoned to death because there's no cure. The only difference is that, well, one is slower than the other. And you don't know which one is which. So, Donald Trump went ahead and has done a lot of things, and especially the hot mic incident, as I like to refer to it as, where he commented some sexual things about women and how he moved on them without their consent, and how he jokingly hinted he sexually assaulted them. And I was like, oh, God. That's when I thought the situation could get much stupider. And, like, previously, Donald Trump also says that, well, not only do we need to take out the terrorists, but we need to take out their families. And I'm thinking, no! That's just stupid! Because, okay, we don't, like, so this is basically guilt by association, pretty much. This is guilt by association. Like, this is my opinion, and I know I'm going to get bashed for having an opinion. Like, how dare you have an opinion that's different from mine? But, like, this is guilt by association. We have no proof if a terrorist's family is working with that terrorist. We would have to find proof, and even then, like, I wouldn't, like, say, let's kill them all. Like, okay, don't get me wrong, terrorists are evil, blah, 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 I get that. But we can't just go ahead and slaughter everybody left and right, because let's just face it, that would be the purge. And he has denied these statements, even though there is factual evidence of him saying this. And he's also known to have not only sexually assaulted women, but seemed to be generally disgusted of them. Like, he just looks at them like sex objects. And along with that, he also, according to his wife, apologized for his comments and sexual advances towards other women. Yet Donald Trump said, "Oh, I did not apologize because there is nothing to apologize. I did not say any of that, even though there is factual evidence of me saying that. This is all just a big conspiracy by Hillary. She's making me say these things. She's brainwashed me." And that would explain a lot if we had the power to brainwash people. That would explain a lot why you're a stupid fucking idiot. Or you're just plain stupid. But, like, hasn't Donald Trump had 4 bankruptcies of his corporation? Doesn't he have, let's see, did he really point out some legit criticism of Trump, like having undocumented workers with low pay or threatening to extradite them back to their country, even though they work so hard to escape from that country because I don't know why they wanted to go there? Like, there's a lot of reasons I will not go into them. And Trump, let's just say it, he wants to build a giant fucking wall. Like, yeah, that will keep immigration out. That will stop it. That will stop illegal immigration. Will it? No, not really. And here's the thing. When I heard about this wall, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And then when he got nominated, he posted this photo on Twitter saying, "I love the Mexicans with Mexican food." And I'm thinking, like, okay, that's kind of stereotypical. Like, just because they're Mexicans, I mean they only eat Mexican food. But when I saw that, I was thinking, wait, I just realized something. Have you even been taking this election seriously? Like, let's think about this. You're going with over-exaggerated, over-crazy ideas to try and get nominated, and when you finally got nominated because everybody dropped out, all of a sudden you want to make it look like you're the good guy here. Oh my god, you haven't been taking this thing seriously. Like, okay, I get, like, we need some president to be a little laid back, to not be your evil, stereotypical politician who will twirl his mustache or whatnot, or woman would do something like, I don't recall that many evil women politicians in the media nowadays. Like, unless you count Zootopia, but that was an animal woman, so yeah. But ultimately, I'm thinking, wait, you did not take this election seriously. And this is the presidency you want. Oh my god! You are unbelievably stupid. And along with that, Donald Trump, like, he keeps saying, "I will not release my tax returns until after the election," or not at all. And like, people have been trying to figure out, well, what is he hiding? And everyone knows what he's hiding. Like, a lot of people have been trying to figure that out. So his tax returns leaked, at least part of them, and it was revealed he hadn't paid the government in 18 years. How did he make it this far again? In fact, how is he not in jail yet? Because there have been people who have done tax returns and yet who don't pay their tax returns and to the government, and they have been arrested, like Wesley Snipes, and sent to prison. Like, I asked one of my coworkers at work about this, and he said, "Oh, it's because Donald Trump is the businessman. He's smart with the business stuff. Like, he can manipulate things or something like that." And I'm like, oh god. Like, this is just sad, and along with that, it's just pathetic. Like, this is our Republican nominee, folks. And there was one other thing I was about to mention, but I can't put my finger on it. Let's see. I talked about the wall. I've talked about the sex scandals he's done, the tax returns, the one thing he's been hiding, and the one thing he will not publish until Hillary publishes the emails. I'll get to that in a moment. And what else am I missing? Trump also defending his statements of sexism, trying to say, "Oh, I was talking about Rosie O'Donnell." Blah, blah, Donald Trump. And now let's get to Hillary, or Crooked Hillary, or Politician Hillary. Okay, let's just say I don't like Hillary either. Like I said I was going to bash both of them, and I will bash both of them. Hillary has cheated her way to the top in this election. Like, everybody and their grandmother knew it was going to be Bernie Sanders who won. But no, he lost, and at first people thought, okay, he lost, maybe Hillary had more support. Then an email leaked, and then they blamed Russia for that. Then an email leaked saying that Hillary's Democratic Party screwed Sanders over to favor her, even though they should be unbiased in this whole thing. And they screwed him over, and I was like, okay, maybe Hillary did not know about this, like, maybe she was a victim in all this as well, like, maybe she didn't know because they favored her, so, yeah, like, okay, like, at least she won't, okay, never mind, she knew. She was a part of this conspiracy against him, and I'm trying to figure out, what exactly did Bernie Sanders do to piss off the Democratic Party? Like, I don't know. Like, I would prefer Bernie Sanders over Hillary because Sanders actually looks like he knows what he's doing and is not stupid. And along with that, like, someone's going to say, well, what if he has something to hide? Like, he has something to hide. And I'm thinking, all politicians have something to hide. Like, everybody has something to hide nowadays. Especially due to the internet being so big as it is. They try to do their best to hide whatever they had. It doesn't matter how big it is. So what if Sanders had something a little small and whatnot? People would really care about that? And, oh, I just remembered. The last Donald Trump complaint? Oh, yeah. It's the whole election he's complaining about. Like, he said, like, let's see, there are two more things. Like, he said this. After when the sex scandals leaked about his comments towards women, Republican Party members started dropping their support for him, saying they will not endorse him. So he lost that, and then he said he's taking the shackles off. I'm going after everybody who's backstabbed me in my eyes. I'm going after all of them. Screw the Republican Party. Screw the Democrats. Screw Hillary Clinton. I'm going to go after them all. They've all screwed me over. They're trying to screw me over this time. I'm not going down. I'm going to take everybody with me. And I'm thinking, like, okay, yep, you're desperate. Like, you're at this point where you know you might lose this election, so you're under the mentality you'll take down everybody with you. And the Republican Party, they want you to resign from this election, and you said no, and they can't force you because they're afraid what little unity they have, because you'll just bitch about it to the internet, saying, hey, I can't win because the Republican Party screwed me over. And they can't afford bad publicity because fuck integrity. It's almost as bad as China and North Korea's relationship. Like, North Korea, how many times did they stab China in the back for any little political reasoning? And China says, we will still support North Korea, no matter how many times they treat us like crap and disrespect us and not pay us back our loans we've given them. Why are we still allied with them? Because of their borders. Oh, okay. Now that I think about it, that's not really much of a good reason anymore. So, and then he also said this election is rigged, like it's all purposely a conspiracy to favor Hillary, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. But he said, like, he'll contest this, he'll fight against this, therefore disrupting the transition of power, because he's challenging this, because every president beforehand has at least tried to go out with some dignity. And I'm thinking, really, you're going to cause a power struggle this time? Like, that's really what you're going to do? Congratulations, you are an immature child. And then he said, oh, I will be totally fine with the election if I win. And I'm thinking, like, okay, let's just think for 1 second. What if the election was rigged for you? That's what I said. What if the election was rigged in your favor? Would you resign? Like, I don't think so, because that power looks pretty tempting to keep. So, yeah. What's the point of this again? This whole, oh well, if they rigged the election, like, I was tempted to know if they would talk about that in the third presidential debate, because I was saying the same thing. What if the election rigged in Donald Trump's favor? Would he resign? Would he just not accept the victory, or would he just quit? I don't think he would. So, back to Hillary. I was pissed off when I found out they screwed Sanders over. Like, I would have voted for Sanders. Like, I'm not a registered Democrat. I'm not a registered Republican. I consider myself independent because I hate both parties, because nowadays they don't seem to be serving the people, they seem to be serving themselves. Like, even Jimmy Carter, I believe it was, said that America has become an oligarchy instead of a democracy. And considering how corporate businesses like to favor Hillary, like Grade 8 Underway talked about this, how Hillary has support from the defense industry who want to go to war with Russia because they'll benefit from war. Yeah, good luck with all that money. Like, what are you going to do with it if the world blows up? Yeah, you did not think this part through. And also, you gotta also consider that Hillary, like I said, wants to go to war with Russia, and that's a stupid fucking idea. And there's the whole 33,000 emails she deleted, even though it's against the law not to do that, and there's confidential information she's hiding. She says she isn't, but yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Like, it's illegal, especially doing it from a private server, from what I've heard from Grade 8 Underway, according to his research. You should really check him out. It's his latest video from the time of this video. But it's really interesting that Hillary Clinton isn't going ahead and publishing these emails. Like, WikiLeaks published Democratic emails that show that Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party screwed Sanders over, and Sanders quit the Democratic Party and joined the independents. Like, he may have endorsed Hillary, but I'm pretty sure he took that back. I'm not 100% sure, though. I haven't looked that up lately. But, like I said, and then Hillary, not only does she want to start a war with Russia at this point, she is somewhat reasonable, and, like, during the debate, she just kept fucking smiling every time when Trump offered a legit criticism to her. And she would just smile and laugh, like, oh, that smile is just so disturbing. Like, I'm shrugging that off. Like, I'm a politician, I don't make mistakes. And Hillary also is using her sexuality, her gender, to say, vote for me because I'm a woman, we have a chance to make history here. And I'm thinking, like, there are people that actually will believe that. I mean, like, I'm all for making history, but I'd rather have a politician that makes sense than a politician that doesn't make sense. Like, I was a kid and I wasn't really into politics. I didn't know much about politics. I was just interested in Barack Obama. But when I look back at it now, I was thinking, like, yeah, because Obama gave people hope. He gave them hope in a time when there was a crisis. So I can give Obama that credit, and some people even said they wished Obama could get a third term, though you could blame the Republican Party for that, regarding that amendment. Unless they had someone in office that they loved so much, like Ronald Reagan, then they would try to give him a third term. So, yeah. And now the presidential debates happen. Donald Trump cut off Hillary 51 times. Someone had counted 75. Someone confirmed it was 51 times. Hillary Clinton cut him off 17 times. And I'm thinking, like, oh dear God. And Hillary, like, it's like two children complaining. Like, trying to get, no, you're more annoying, no, you're more annoying, no, you're more annoying. And then we got to the second presidential debate, and I'm like, okay, it was a disaster in the first debate, let's see how this debate goes down. No, you need to apologize. No, you need to apologize. No, you should apologize for the emails. No, you should apologize for this and that. And I'm thinking, like, why? Why? Why are you being so much like children in kindergarten? No, wait, let's correct that. The children in kindergarten would be much smarter, albeit more entitled ideology and politically correct, but more smarter. And no one forgave Hillary for what happened in Benghazi. Let's just say that. Like, I did not forgive her for Benghazi. Like, I looked at it and I'm thinking, like, yeah, that could have been something to at least lessen the damage. Like, why didn't Hillary just send in a plane to, like, fly over, probably scare the enemy off, or at least lessen the damages? Like, that was the worst case scenario. That if they send a plane in, it would lessen the damages. Like, the damages would still happen, but it would be less than what we got. That was the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is that the terrorists run off. The second worst case scenario is that they shoot it down. But we'll never know, since Hillary didn't even try. And Hillary, I don't recall her ever owning up and admitting to, like, I've made mistakes. At times I wake up at night wishing I could change it all over again. But I can't, and I have to live with that. Like, if I was in Hillary's shoes and failed to send in that plane for whatever reason, or because I was just bored and didn't feel like doing it, I would publicly go out and admit I have made mistakes. I screwed up. I wished I could have done better. I wished I did better. And I can't promise you all that I'll do better again next time because this is the way world politics happen. Like, we make mistakes, we fuck up. I can't promise that. Like, and the one thing I hate the most is when a politician says they promise change. You can't promise that. Like if I was running for office, any form of office, if I was running for president, if I was running for governor, if I was running for senator, if I was running for state legislature or county or city council, I would not promise anything. I would say, okay, look, like, this is the world of politics. Like, there's always going to be my detractors. There's always going to be people trying to stop me from fulfilling my campaign promises. So I can't make those promises. I will tell you that I will try my damnedest to try and get these things enacted. But I can't promise anything. Because, let's face it, it's hard to put these laws into passing. Because we have all these complex systems and whatnot. We have a lot of people that will reject these ideas. But we need to accept that these happen. We can't just blame, like, how long did it take Obama to repeal gay banning in the military? Like 2 years, 3 years at best? And late into the early in the fourth year, I think. And Obamacare, a lot of Obamacare stuff was shut down. So he couldn't fulfill his promises on that much. Because, let's face it, like, there's a lot of roadblocks. Like, I would admit we have a lot of roadblocks. Like, I can't promise any of this. I have to just tell you that I will try my damnedest. That's all I can say. That promise, because a promise means you're guaranteeing it. Like, you guarantee it's going to happen. But that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. And let's see. Then we got to the third presidential debate. That was a complete disaster again. And Donald Trump wants to punish women for having abortions since he's pro-life. Like, I understand that there are questionable stuff regarding abortion, but I believe that a woman has the right to choose. This isn't the old days when women were considered second subspecies to men. This is the day where everyone is equal now, or at least somewhat equal, so they should have a right to choose. But that's just me. and some other people. And not only did Trump say that not only should we ban abortion, we should also punish those women who do it. And I'm thinking like, okay, a woman's going to go through psychological trauma if she went through with abortion, and potential physical long-term effects to her. And you're thinking we should punish her on top of that? No, no, no. That is not a good idea, Trump. And also, Trump said that we should get rid of gun safety regulations and whatnot. Like, okay, this is in the old days when you, like, okay, I get this, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, but we need to at least have some form of regulations, some oversight. We can't just give anybody willy-nilly a gun. And Trump will just say, whatever, guns for everybody. Like, I know I'm coming off like I'm demonizing Hillary and Trump, but, like, you can blame the media for that, but, like, it just seems like these are the mentality we're in. Like, Trump literally said, you can look on another YouTuber, like Jason Glenn, who fact-checked this. She said that Trump said that he could literally shoot somebody and still not lose voters. That's the mentality he's living in. And that pissed me off. Like, really, you're going with that mentality? Like, you think, like, is this the point where you think you're God? Like, are we voting for God now to you? Because this is the United States and is considered one of the few remaining superpowers left. Like, there's like Russia rising up to the top again, and China. But and China has their own problems. Like, they can barely deal with North Korea, and there's already divides regarding North Korea. But yeah, and let's see. So that happened, and along with that, man, why did we get two horrible candidates? Like, I get this all the third party stuff. Like, I talked about the Green Party's presidential nominee and vice president, that sheriff somewhere in the U.S. warranted for their arrest because they tried to sabotage something or did some vandalism or something like that. I don't know, but like, I'm thinking like, oh God, really? Great. So I believe that when the election does hit, history is going to be made. It's not going to be determining whether or not this is the first woman president. Like, that could be most likely, since Trump has screwed up, big time. But I wouldn't be surprised if third party nominees start to take over a bit, like start to gain more momentum. And I wouldn't be surprised if the write-in nominees, like Bernie Sanders, gets over well. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Bernie Sanders gets a lot of write-ins. Like, there's been search results going on regarding write-ins, Bernie Sanders involved, and, like, they want to go ahead and, hey, let's do that. Let's vote for Bernie Sanders. And let's see, Hillary Clinton also advocated for censorship on the internet to combat ISIS, saying that the tech companies have a right to do that, and I'm thinking, like, you are fucking stupid. Do you not look at Google and what they're doing to YouTube right now? No? Oh, okay. Okay. But, moving on. Like, okay. There is one other positive thing I could say about Trump, but this is mostly from what I've heard, is that Trump is somebody who doesn't want to quit, who doesn't want to give up. And he would appoint people that could help him. Whereas Hillary would appoint mostly her close friends and play some favoritism. So, like, you could say that's a positive trait. But ultimately, I just like the slogan "Make America Great Again" because, let's face it, America subjectively has fallen from grace for some time now. But that's just me. Oh, and let's see. Uh, what else is there to say? Um, there was one other thing. Man, what was it? Like, I had something regarding Trump, or was it Hillary? But it's been so long. I've been ranting pretty much for 40 minutes regarding the presidential election. Like, a lot of people now think that Obama should be better. And I've said history is going to be made this presidential election. Like, this is going to be an interesting November. I guarantee that. Like, that's one thing I can guarantee. And I'm thinking, like, who else is going to get this? Like, I would have honestly voted for Bernie Sanders. I'm going to be honest. If I could still register, it's too late where I'm at. I would have voted for Bernie Sanders. I wrote his name in and said Bernie Sanders. Because he actually looks like he knows what he's doing. He's older than Trump, and yet Trump's more insane. So, yeah. And you could say, oh, he'll try again next time. And I'm thinking, I don't think so. Like he's 75. I don't know how much longer he can go in 4 years. And along with that, that might have been his only chance. And plus, he severed all ties with the Democratic Party. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to go Republican. So I don't think he's going to. So I think he's going to have to either run independent or a third-party candidate. But even then, that's going to be debated. So I don't know what's going to happen this coming November. Like, it's going to be interesting. Like, the very fate of America is at stake at this point, in my opinion, in my viewpoint, from what I've gathered. Like, man, this whole situation is fucked. Now, there is one other reason why I wanted to make this video. Like, I was skeptic to make this video because I saw what happened to Casey when he made his video. Like, there were some points I agree with and some points I didn't. But the way his reception he got was very hateful and very toxic. And then I thought, what would the great Alpha Omega Sin do? Not give a fuck, that's what. If he wanted to talk politics, like he has talked politics on some occasions, but ultimately I'm thinking Alpha Omega Sin, not give a fuck. Like, I would literally vote for Alpha Omega Sin because he's actually competent. Like, okay, at first glance, you could make that argument. Oh no, you should see that vulgar language and the way he looks. It's heavy metal and death and whatnot. And then if you listen to him, you'd be like, "You're a competent man. I can trust you." Like, I would have voted for Bernie Sanders. I would vote for Bernie Sanders without putting Sin as his vice president nominee. But that would be awesome yet funny at the same time. But, like, yeah, this whole election, it's a joke. The country's future is at stake in a lot of people's viewpoint. No one knows what's going to happen this November. Those were my thoughts on the U.S. presidential election of 2016. This was NRE Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.